Okay, say hi. Hi. Welcome to China. This dish is massive and it's only $3. And look how big this noodle is. I can't even pick it up. Yeah. How much? 1.5 or 5.0? 1.5. Okay? Okay. Alipay? Okay.
This is tanghalu, which literally means sugar gourd. Has nothing to do with a gourd, but it's a snack made of up to a dozen, and it looks like we have 7 here. Hawthorn fruits strung on a stick. Each hawthorn is coated with melted sugar. Bright red hawthorn and crystal clear golden sugar is a perfect match, as well as a sour and sweet mixture of taste. It has long been the top-ranked Beijing snack for visitors from home and abroad. All right, Katy, you want to try this?
You see the crystallized? It's like, ooh, it feels like glass. Am I gonna be able to eat that?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's see. Oh, crunchy. It's the same kind of crunch you would get on a creme brulee, but much crunchier. And the inside fruit is super soft, so it's a great balance of soft and crunchy, and it's not as sweet as I would think. I think the fruit balances it out well. Pretty good. Okay. 谢谢。
Yeah.
酱油是哪里的？
哪边奶茶哪边？
奶茶那边我都还不敢喝的。
啷个不敢去？过去的是。
可以可以啊，小朋友在我说有咋办来？
有毛病你们是？
We've never seen anything in the world like this. A big block of cotton candy inside, marshmallow, and then they toast it to make it nice and warm. So let's see.
So yeah, it's a toasted marshmallow, not deep fried. And that's the strawberry one, I believe.
Yeah. Toasted marshmallow, which is delicious. It's in 2 for 41. Let's try this chocolate one now. Chocolate one is melting much faster.
Is the ice cream still cold?
Yeah, it's cold.
Nice.
That's amazing chocolate. I love chocolate, and that is right up there. So good.
本着卫生的环境、实惠的价格。
We've stopped in from one of the main items that you have to get when you're in Beijing. It's pretty much the world famous Peking duck, which is something that you'd find in Chinese restaurants. In America, we've had it probably a couple of times on some cruise ships. So now it's time for the real deal Peking duck here in Beijing, formerly known as Peking. So, Katy, what do you think about this?
I kept calling it Peking duck, I guess because ducks peck, I don't know. But it looks like they gave us, we have half a rack, and it looks like they gave us stuff to make it into a wrap of some sort. I did see in the food hall over there, duck in a wrap, so I guess maybe that's one of the ways they eat it. I'm gonna go ahead and try a piece by itself first, see what it actually tastes like. I think it tastes more like on the beef side than chicken side. It's like a mix, somewhere in between like a dark chicken, like the chicken thigh, I guess, with, yeah, like some kind of beef. Huh. Not bad. I think I'd like it better in a wrap, so let's try that. Add some more flavors to it. So I guess this is the fatty part? I don't know. It's usually where all the flavor is. Okay, we got a whole big family back there. Came in for duck. So some cucumber, onions. Our daughter's hungry too.
Get some sauce or?
And I'm gonna dip it in the sauce. Let's see. Oh, I thought that was gonna be soy sauce. That's a lot of sauce. All right, hold on. Okay, much better. Better together, but this might be my only time eating duck. Let's just put it that way. It's just not a taste I'm used to. What? Yes. Shay. So she was very kind to cut this up for us, and she asked if we wanted it closed. I said, no, we're gonna eat it now. And she gave us little sticks.
All right, so let me explain what this is. This is a traditional ball-shaped sweet delicacy, is how it's described, even though I don't know if I would call it like a ball, especially once it's cut up. But it's dated back as far as the Ming Dynasty period. Its recipe involves glutinous rice sprinkled with sesame and walnut seeds. However, there's disagreement over its origin, and there's heated debate around it, but we're not going to debate with anyone. We're just going to hopefully enjoy eating it.
Well, if it's glutinous rice and that should be the texture of a mochi, then we'll probably like this.
It was stretchy like mochi would be.
It doesn't taste sweet, it tastes savory.
Yeah, it looks like ground beef or something.
I was a little taken back by that. No, it's not ground beef. I can taste walnuts, but yeah.
You taste walnuts and sesame?
I don't know, but it's definitely not sweet. I might just eat the outside part. We're at the Hongqiao market. Hopefully I said that right. And when I was looking at this in the photos, it did not look like a normal market that we typically would go to, like the outdoor markets with the stalls. This looks like a mall, and you go in and you have your individual stalls, but it's in a building. It's like I think 5 stories actually. We're on the 3rd floor, and we came here to see if we can find our souvenir patch, because we tried to find it on some of the other popular streets where we were going down, could not find it. Finally found it here at one of these stalls. You're gonna laugh. The asking price was, what was it? 20?
Like $20?
Yeah, I think she started at like $20, 85. I was like, whoa, that's way too high. And then I told her these usually cost like a couple bucks. So we finally settled on 21, which is about like $2.75. So we got it because it's been hard to find, but yeah, I feel like you gotta barter at this market for sure. We're walking away with one more souvenir. We saw this super adorable luggage tag that's a panda, and you can't leave Beijing without buying something that is panda.
So here we have some complimentary tea, which is actually warm, which is better than we got it last time where it was cold, so that's really nice. We also have a beef skewer, one individual one, so if we like it, we can go and get more. And then they said this is Beijing style noodles, which we've had something similar to this, but this one is actually cut up, so this should be a lot easier for us to consume. And it's got lots of delicious vegetables and some beef in it as well. Okay, this might be the coolest looking entree that we've ever ordered. This is the sweet and sour chicken, and we haven't tried it yet, but you know it's sweet because it has sprinkles on top, which is really awesome plating. I'm sure this is going to be amazing. We are on Wangfujing Street, and this has all kinds of shops. Like right now we're by Rolex, Adidas, and a huge clock tower, one of those super fancy 3D screens. This is gonna be a nice place to take a nice leisurely stroll down this wide open pedestrian street. 3D. Panda's back. Hello, Panda. Panda, don't be shy. Nice. Oh, there's a flying panda bee. 3D flying panda bee. Panda's rocking on the moon. Some magic dust.
Make prolific confessions into the master plan. I feel like they will never let me shine. What do you need to say to
So what does a hotel room look like in Beijing, China? Well, let's go through the hotel that we have during our stay here. So as we come into the right, there are plenty of shelves. A cabinet down here, room for shoes, a couple of drawers. We could hang things here like our toiletries. And then we go to the left right away and we have our shower. So there's two different types of shower heads here. And the water stays plenty hot. You don't have to adjust the hot water temperature or anything. The pressure is amazing. And then there's the niche where we have our bar soap. And then it also comes with shampoo, conditioner, body wash, which they refill every day if you want to have your room cleaned. And then there's a hair dryer, which I don't use. And they provide combs and a toothbrush. Actually, every day they basically switch out my toothbrush. So that's nice. And then a medicine cabinet. There's me. And one of the amazing things is when we checked in, we had our baby with us. So they gave us some baby welcome stuff and they'll freshen those up too if we need it. So this is a Lucky children's toothbrush, so toothbrush and toothpaste. And they gave all of us slippers that were just in the room. And then for the baby, she has panda slippers as well. Now she's way too small for it, but that was still super cute that they gave some slippers even for the children. Got our full-size towels, got additional towels, and this unit has not just a washer, but a dryer as well. And you don't even have to go out and get your own laundry detergent because they provide plenty of that. I don't know if you can really see it, but it says laundry detergent there. Basically fully equipped. And there's controls upstairs and downstairs. So this controls like the lights down here. You can make it business romantic in here if you want. We're turning the lights back on. And then we have our bathroom here, which is separate from the shower. So you have, toilet paper, trash can in here. We have this toilet seat, which has a heated seat function, which is quite lovely, as well as automatic flush, so you don't gotta do nothing. Just enjoy yourself. And then there is a, I guess, love seat here with the table and a chair and more storage. And then we have basically full size refrigerator and then freezers and then more storage and more storage. And there's another sink in here. So this sink over here you use as your bathroom sink. And this one over here, more a kitchen sink. And there is an area for, I guess, a hot plate and this induction type stove. But unfortunately, they don't provide any sort of cookware like pots or pans, which you can't just put any old pan on this, I don't think, because you might mess it up. And we asked, hey, so do you provide any pots or pans to cook? Because that's one of the reasons we got this room in particular. And they said no. And we said, well, we're supposed to just bring it from out of the country, like in our suitcase. And she laughed and said, yeah, I guess. So, don't know. Can't really use that. And then there's a microwave as well. And then there's more storage here. So you just pop these things on open. So there's plenty of stuff, plenty of storage. Now, there's not a lot of storage for our suitcases. That's the only thing, because they all have shelves and all have some kind of limitations. But overall, if you just have like food or smaller things, you could put things away, but you can't really store a lot of luggage. Even in this, what I usually refer to as a Harry Potter closet, you can't fit a suitcase in there. So that'd be the only downside to the amount of storage that's here, but still pretty good for a hotel room. But wait, there's more, because this unit is not just one floor, but it's 2 floors. So we have our stairs up here, and we have our glass handrail to hold on for safety. And then we have our upstairs bedroom. So we have our king size bed, which is fitted in this little corner. As you can tell, there's uplights, I suppose you could call them, running along the base and the board of the bed, which is pretty cool. And then there's another love seat here. Really, this is, I guess, a full-size couch. There could definitely get 3 or 4 people here. Another table. There is a desk and a trash can, as well as another chair, which matches the one downstairs. This is our little kit for the baby. And then we have these full-size closets here. But like I said, there's not a lot of room, so we could fit 1 suitcase. And then peeking out here, I just have the second suitcase that we have just behind the curtain area here. So gotta make do. But I guess if you really needed to, you could fit it under the desk, which is a shame because, like I said, there's tons of places to put things, but not large items, because there's even storage under here, there's storage under the bed, but there's size limitations. And then one of the coolest things that we have up here is a projector TV. So we have a huge screen that we can watch. I don't know, I mean, it goes to like 350. I'm sure not all those are stations, but the last country that we're in, we only had like 7 channels, so that got repetitive. And here we have a lot of channels, so we can learn about culture and history, and there's even channels that you don't have to pay for that are in like Arabic and French and Spanish and English. So whatever language you speak, you'd be good to go. And then every day, obviously, like most hotels, they offer cleaning. So you can get your bed made, you can get new towels, you can get anything you need to. So the best thing maybe about this for budget travelers like us is the price. So for all those things, 2 floors, and a kitchen and a bed, king size bed and a projector TV and all the space that's in here, we're only paying about $50 per night. So a great value for everything that you get. And keep in mind, that's probably like 1/3 of the cost of a basic Motel 6 in the US. And you have an amazing hotel like this here in Beijing, China for only $50. Got a full pit crew here.
Yeah.
So that's got corn and some vegetables already.
I guess, yeah.
And then
Tofu probably.
you just need to order potatoes and meat.
Yeah, we might just need to get more meat then, because there's not really that many vegetables.
All right, so there's beef, and then there's what else?
There's beef, there's lamb.
We are here to get some traditional hot pot, at least I think so, because every video that we've watched, we've seen them have the two different options where you have one that's kind of a normal broth or whatever, and then one that's more of a spicy. And on the spicy one, you can make it less or more. We're just taking it how it comes, and it's already boiling here. And plus, we have a bunch of different other things that they've already given us. Since we brought our baby daughter with us, they gave us not one, but two different toys, so that's nice. And then she has her plate if she wants anything, with a bowl, a spoon, and this cute little vegetable and mushroom plate. And then they gave her a little cuppy or sippy cup for her water, and then water for us. And then we started off with some watermelon that they give you for the table, and the baby even has her little high chair that they have.
They also gave us wipes for our hands and a wipe for our face, I guess, to clean your face after. And they even gave me a hair tie, even though my hair is already tied. They give us basically a cooking apron so you can wear and not get your clothes all dirty, which I wore a shirt that's already stained because I'm known to make a mess. But hey, they're prepared. They knew I was coming.
Then we have our regular, and then our sizzling, and then this is beef, right?
That's, yeah, I think I accidentally ordered two different beefs. So that's just some kind of beef, and then this is their marinated beef. And then we have potatoes, some kind of, I don't know what's what, celery. One of them is bamboo. Their summer spring vegetable plate. 3 minutes. I'm taking pictures of how long to cook each item for.
Because you want to do things in the right order so that everything has the best taste. Personally, I'm a little concerned about this spicy pot. It looks like it's going real intense here.
Okay, I can tell you what these items are. We have spring bamboo, celery, apple loofah, and Chinese kale.
Even the baby gets a little bit. I don't think she's going to be eating in this hot pot, but
Oh,
probably better even for her peanut butter sandwich that she has.
she doesn't want it on.
She doesn't want the bit. So because it gets so hot, it already starts splattering. And I mean, we can't really turn it down, right?
No, I think it has to be a certain temperature to cook everything.
Okay, so let's start, now that we've got everything prepared. What goes in first? Like what cooks the longest? Vegetables, right?
Yeah, and then you do it with these things, right?
I mean, maybe gas. I mean, they're right there.
Like this? This?
Just slow, slow.
This? Okay.
So Katya's gonna set a timer. We already put in 4 pieces of potato on the spicy side. Let's move the watermelon a little. I'm actually pretty intimidated by this, but yeah, we also can't put too much on the other side because it already has corn and tofu and some other vegetables. So
I didn't realize it was going to come with all that.
right, and we don't want it to overflow too.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the next thing we could put in?
Yes, let's put it all in 6 minutes.
Yes, 6 minutes. Okay, 谢谢. No, we'll do spicy right now and then we'll switch over to the other one.
Okay.
Okay? So you want a couple pieces of this in here? The beef? Beef in here.
Yeah, sure.
3 minutes.
Yeah, so at the 3 minute, you could put in some beef also. The baby's excited. Who needs hot pot when I have peanut butter sandwich? All right, now slow, slow, slow. Don't need to go to Chinese hospital today.
Alright, so 4 pieces.
Okay, so we got,
And it did 4 potatoes, right?
yeah,
So I
like
was
4
trying to
potatoes and 4 beefs. Okay. And then make sure you don't cross-contaminate here, having the raw meat touch anything else.
Oh, yeah.
You already have
So-
it in your bowl now.
Yeah. Well, this is to eat, right?
Yeah,
I can't touch the potatoes with that now, yeah. That's right.
Be very slow scooping it
How
out.
do you get it, like, without all the spices, though? I guess you just gotta take, I don't know.
Take the spices too.
There it is. Okay. Alright, little piece. Oh yeah. It's quite a kick. It went right to the throat. But it's a good flavor.
But it's spicy?
It's spicy.
It'll make a man out of you?
No. I've definitely had spicier. But it's just a different kind of spice where it just goes straight to your throat. And then you can start savoring the flavor after. Yeah, I think the meat soaked up the spiciness more. Oh, they gave her a toy because we haven't opened up her toy. Say. That's why they give us toys, I guess, to distract the baby.
Yeah.
Little truck. Wait, let's show the camera.
Baby's got a toy now. Well, she got 3 toys.
Yeah.
So what do we do with this? When do we start eating the other side? Because it's been cooking.
Yeah, we can eat it, but let's eat this now, or try this, and then I'll put some stuff in that one. So we decided we wanted to go back and forth between the spicy and not spicy so we don't burn our mouth. So this broth is the not spicy one, and it already comes with some vegetables. So I'm gonna take out some tofu, looks like some kind of celery, I think these are onions. And then these might be bamboo shoots also. The orange should be done too.
Right, we're adding some more water to the spicy. Oh, that's what kills the roar. Good.
Alright, we're gonna try tofu from this non-spicy side.
Now remember, they said tofu acts like a sponge and collects all of that. Now it's not spicy, but probably very hot.
It's good though. Yeah, I think that's a good idea to go back and forth between the spicy and the not spicy. This tofu I think would help us cool our mouth down, so maybe I'm gonna pull some more of that out as well. And I think it's time to pull all the other vegetables I put in there.
In the absence of bread or milk or some kind of dairy, the tofu is probably going to be the thing that cools our mouth down the most, besides maybe some potatoes. And we did each have yogurt to coat our stomach ahead of time, as one of the videos we watched to prepare said to do also.
I only put 2 pieces of meat in there because I feel like this is going to have way more flavor. So let's save the meat for the spicy one. Okay. Probably need to let this cool down though. It's not as hot as I think it is. Yeah. So again, not a ton of flavor. So I think we'll want to put most of our stuff in here. Especially the meat, and then yeah, whatever we want to use to cool our mouth down, we can use the clear broth, which is a lot less, which is not spicy and not as much flavor either. Oh, wow! Sissy! Wow! Thank you!
Thank you!
Wow. Sissy.
They gave us a little framed picture that we just
That's
took.
pretty cool. I had no idea. They brought over first some mint dental floss and then these little packets, and I was like, what is this? And they're sunflower seeds. The hot pot place that we came to is called Haidilao. Probably butchering that, but they have a few of them around the city. The customer service here is fantastic. We were a little bit overwhelmed when we first got here because they were trying to help get stuff for the baby, and then on that tablet you order your broth, your soups, and that comes out immediately, and then you can order whatever stuff you want to put into it. But the customer service is incredible. Coming around, playing with the baby, keeping her distracted so we can eat, and then cleaning out plates, giving us new plates. Fantastic. We absolutely loved our first hot pot experience.
This whole hot pot meal out the door for all of us combined was $33 US. Katy just put in the fatty beef. It only needs to be in for 15 seconds, so.
Okay. Oh wow, look at that. Put 4 pieces. Let's see if I can find all 4. Yeah, it's definitely a hunch to look for look for what you put in there. That looks good.
And I guess we have the watermelon with caramels down too, but I think we're starting to get the hang of it.
This is the fatty beef. I think some of those cloves got wrapped up in this beef, and that is really, really good. Wow. And the spiciness I'm getting used to as well, so it doesn't seem as spicy anymore. So I think you get the gist of it. We're gonna dive in and eat the rest of our food, and we just wanted to show you what a hot pot experience in Beijing looked like. Oh, that's the long noodle. That's the hidalgo noodle thing.
It's way more interesting than making pizza dough. Good for him.
Jasmine, look at the panda. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Giant panda.
He came out to pose for you, Jasmine.
Yay, with the panda. Hi, panda.
Oh, that's so awesome.
还有1分钟啊，抓紧时间拍照。
我先看啊！
来，先看大熊猫，来，
哎呦我去，完成了！
完成了。
We just got done seeing the giant pandas, which was absolutely amazing, and it's certainly something that you should do when you're in Beijing. Now, it took about an hour on the metro to get over here, but it still said it was easier to do that and quicker to do that than it would be to go and take a DD or driving your own car, because we came Monday morning and there's a bunch of traffic, so that makes sense. So when we arrived, we didn't have tickets yet, which we had tickets for almost everything else we did, but it was pretty difficult to do that because we couldn't find the WeChat information. But as we arrived at the metro stop, this was the metro stop of the Beijing Zoo, said it pretty clearly, so we were able to get off and go right to the zoo, so that made it a lot easier. And then when we get here, there was some QR codes for the Beijing Zoo entry fee, so we're able to get 2. Our daughter got in for free, so we just needed to buy 2 adults, which was a total of 28 won, so not too bad. And that included the entrance fee to the normal, regular part of the zoo, as well as the panda house. And we wanted to make sure we saw the pandas first and foremost, because that's one of the coolest things to see when you're in China in general, especially in Beijing. At this zoo here, I think it was been around since like 1906 or something like that. So we got in, went to the pandas. We saw one of the panda houses, wasn't too long of a queue. All right, one was sleeping and the other one was awake, but they weren't like that big. And then we entered in the queue, that line I showed you at the very beginning, and queued up to be able to see the big giant pandas. And as we're going up, these people are pushing and fighting and yelling. And I'm like, bro, we're at basically a children's zoo and everyone's out here fighting, and that was a little bit scary. But we were able to finally get in, see the pandas, and it was absolutely worth it. But wow, I'm just so used from the States of like there was a fight in public, like at a zoo or an event, like people would be swarmed and kicked out right away. I think eventually they did get kicked out, but they definitely started fighting again after they got broken up because they weren't ejected immediately. But we safely saw the pandas, no big deal, and it was definitely worth it, and we stayed safe.
We were walking around looking for coffee, and there's plenty of restaurants and little cafes here, but we saw these steamed panda buns and they were too cute to pass up. He's coming out.
We're here in the taper house, and these things are huge. Jasmine's birthday cake had Kuromi, and her pet is a tapir. But, you know, it's the size of like a little teddy bear. We didn't think these things would be this massive. Wow.
And time for me is still very limited because we are already on the highway. When we are get off the highway, next 30 minutes we'll touch the Great Wall. But I need to help you to book the ticket one by one, lunch included, or you need lunch or not. The third is also important. Please tell me clearly which route you want to choose.
There's our first sighting of the Great Wall. Right there. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ooh.
I think this is our first cable car.
Yeah.
Nice hat.
Thanks.
How much you pay for that hat?
45.1, which I believe is just over $6.
And what did he start at?
He started at 80 and then went down
No,
to...
didn't he start at like 100?
Maybe, I don't know.
And then he immediately went to half price, so.
It went to 50. And then we completely walked away and then came back. And then I tried to get him to 40, but we finally landed at 45.
We are almost here at the Great Wall. We're seeing some of it here.
Yes.
And obviously the video through the window of the cable car is not going to do it justice, but we finally made it. We're here in the springtime, so we're fortunate enough to see the flowers right along with the wall.
The way the wall, going above the wall, revealed all those mountains, that looked so cool.
So we definitely have to come back in the fall if this is what the foliage looks like then. Wow.
Blossoms.
Here we go. Yeah, I think this might be the perfect time with all the flowers blossoming. Fall's probably pretty good too, but I'm happy with this. All right, now I would say we are officially on the Great Wall.
Yeah.
We did it. Okay, way up here is the northernmost point that we might try to get to if we can go fast enough, but that is still quite far, so we'll see. We have our first steep staircase. So there's a little bit of queue in this house. Just take your time. So you can't really use the rails. We just take our time. There's plenty of time. Alright, now we're down the steps. And now more proper steps and a little bit of smooth grounds. So as we walk a little bit on the flat surface where it may be a little bit safer, let me tell you about our experience so far this morning. Overall, I would say it has been pretty good. We bought our tickets through Viator in advance when we were in our last country, and it was through MooBus, which I think we saw a YouTube video about someone using that service. So we knew that it could be trusted and it was no problem. We ordered the tickets, and then I think yesterday we just sent a message on WeChat just to confirm that everything was good. We got additional details on the pickup location, confirmed the time, all that good stuff. So we felt relatively confident. And now we've used the metro a couple of times, so it's really not as overwhelming to do that. We had like 2 stops, but we took the metro. It said it was gonna take about 40 minutes, and we were able to complete everything in about probably about that time, but we gave ourselves like an hour and a half, so we were a little bit early. So instead of 8 o'clock, we probably got there around 7:30, and good thing because there was an earlier bus than 8 that they offered that we were able to go and take advantage of. So we went on the earlier bus, and then we got here earlier. So we arrived, bus I think took almost an hour and a half, I don't really remember. And the tour guide was really nice. He came by at the very end after giving us an overview of the Great Wall and some other things that they had for sale, such as to go to the Palace Museum. But at that point we had already gone to the Palace Museum, and so we didn't need that. So all we needed him to do was be able to give us our entry ticket, which was included in the tour, so that made it pretty easy. And then also he offered to get our cable car. So you could take a chair rail up, and then you can take a toboggan down, which is a lot of fun, but we have a baby, so I don't think the toboggan's very safe if she could even ride it in the first place. And so the safer option was be able to take the cable car up and down. So he got us that ticket, which is about 140 yen a person round trip. And then he also made sure that we had our shuttle bus ticket, which we took a shuttle bus to the wall itself after being in the main holding area. And so you basically have a shuttle bus ticket, you have your entrance ticket, and then you have your Great Wall ticket. And all that is associated with your passport if you're on, I think you call it the west side. So you just need to show your passport for everything and you're good to go. So after some more information about, you know, what they offer and their lunch packages and all that kind of good stuff, he was able to give us our little ticket for a discount for the food and beverage and for a couple of dollars off per person of the lunch buffet. And that was it. Katy she wanted one of those panda hats because her head was kind of cold. So she got the panda hat. And after that, yeah, so that was, we already talked about that on the way up. And the only thing else we got was 2 of the sausages. I think they were like $1 each. And then we got 2 bottles of water, like 20 ounce or whatever, for less than $1 total. And that's all we needed because we brought some sandwiches with us that we can have when we get a little bit further. So after all that, I think we got to the wall itself about 10:45, leaving probably around 7:45 or 8 from Beijing City. So really good experience, really smooth. No real questions asked. We didn't have to buy any tickets in person when we got here. And it's just a beautiful day. I don't know the temperature, but it's a little bit chilly. But obviously we're gonna be warmed up by all this hiking. So I'll talk to you when we get a little bit further and show you some additional amazing views along the way. But like, here's the scale. Like Katy's climbing up, you're doing great. And there's not rails, but for the most part, it looks like you can just hold on to the wall to get up. So Katy's holding on the baby and we'll take turns. But yeah, it's not flat if you think it's flat. There's a lot of steps. And we've already come from over here, this little area, and went down that steep house right there. But let's see how far we can get.
So you started going up, and I was like, oh, I guess he thinks I can do this on my own.
I know you can do it on your own.
Yeah, I can. As long as I hold onto the wall.
No problem.
Wall.
It's not an ordinary wall. It's a great wall. Yeah. So we're good. Yeah. All right, you're walking on the wall.
All right, now walk to Papa.
Come here, baby.
A little bit. Ready? Wait, you gotta be steady. Steady.
You're doing it. Yay!
Yep, okay.
It took at least 1 step. I don't know if that was in frame.
Right, let's do it again. So you can struggle putting your baby down for a nap at home, or you can struggle putting your baby down for a nap at the Great Wall of China. Couple minutes of walking in the carrier and she's asleep. She usually sleeps better out and about, honestly, anyways.
We've been fortunate enough to go to a few wonders of the world. I believe our first one, what was our first one? Was it Chichen Itza?
Yeah.
First one was Chichen Itza in Mexico. And then what was our second one?
Rome?
The Colosseum in Rome. We did that before, no, after. Our second one was the Taj Mahal in India.
Yeah.
Our third was the Colosseum in Rome. And then this is our fourth one, right? Four wonders of the world. Not bad. Look at all the plants. Wow, all the trees. Incredible. Wow. And then there's various structures that you can walk through as well, which are really fascinating. A little break from the cold and the wind. Peek out for a nice view. I don't know. Because, well, we have a baby, so we weren't going to be able to do the toboggan anyway, so that's what we did this time. So I can't tell you. Wait a minute. Okay, it looks like we've gotten as far as we're realistically gonna get, because we're not gonna hike up this last part of the wall. Let me show it to you. This is the last part of the wall on the north side, or the west side, whatever. And it looks pretty steep. Let's get a little bit closer, but this might be as far as we go, really.
Yeah, this is Watchtower 19.
Made it to 19.
There's only one more to go.
小宝宝，小宝宝，baby，baby，baby。 睡觉了。
Once you get to the spot, it doesn't seem as bad because the steps are the wider steps, they're not the narrow ones. I think at the very top is a narrow ones. But Will's carrying the baby and he's better at it, I think, because he has a longer torso so he can see his feet. I cannot. So I think we can do it.
Let's run up. Let's see if we can get up in like 90 minutes by noon.
Okay, don't run.
All right, I'm gonna run. We have to make it to 20. Now that we've committed to it,
Yeah.
we have to do it. We didn't come all this way to be a zero. We came all the way here to be a hero.
Hero.
How you doing?
Good. Taking a break, and even just this point here, it's so worth it. Wow.
Yeah. Fortunately, we're filming into the sun, so you might have to take our word for it, but it looks amazing. My man's got a cell phone service on his watch up here. He's living in the future on the Great Wall of China, talking to his friend on his watch. Love it. We're about to ascend to the final tower here.
Should we do that for the baby?
Yeah. And that's our view so far. Nice. This is super steep. I am carrying our baby, but we didn't come this far to stop here. Last part. You did it, Climbing Panda.
We did it.
Thanks.
Yay, good job. You're the one that had the challenge with the babe. You did it.
Because that is as far as you can go, because this is an undeveloped section, no climbing. So this is high as we can go. Hopefully that says you did it. You're a hero today. That's the view. As high as we can go. Great job, guys. Thank you. Is traveling with a baby harder? Well, if you decide to climb the Great Wall of China, then probably, but it's still doable. We did it. Good job, babe.
Yay!
When we got up here, someone's like, legend. You just carried baby all the way to the Great Wall of China. My friends, Mr. Columbia jacket.
Yeah, hey.
What do you think?
This is worth it. You know, they're selling medals over there.
Yeah, you deserve one. You'll get one.
Both of us. You more so, you're carrying a kid. Come on.
¿Sabes qué me están metiendo? Vamos a ver, María, ¿tú estarías un vídeo así?
Que no se hace vídeo, claro, que no he hecho vídeo a mi amiga, pero yo no me hago vídeo, no se hace vídeo. Yo lo intento, pero es que no lo sé.
All right, we did the hike up with a baby. No problem. Now we're going to no problem, sir. Now we're going to make our way back, and we're going to put this away so it's less dangerous. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is Witty Travels. What could possibly be next?